Okay, so we are recording now, and I just want to start off by saying, wow. Um, I just, I don't really know how to really ingest what happened this evening in terms of the Zimmerman trial because I truly didn't think that he was going to be found not guilty. But I wanted, before I even get into that, I want to address people talking about blacks rioting. I think that this country's overdue for a riot. I think that when Occupy happened, I don't think everyone was ready. And I'm not going to say people are going to be ready for the revolution, but I want people to think of the revolution as not something that's going to happen, but as something that is happening and something that continues to happen and continues to be certain like different things. Revolution is planting your own food. Revolution is, creating a water system for yourself. There are so many revolutions going on right now. Please do not think that this fucked up situation is somehow incurring like more riot potential, because that's not at all the case. I think this is just another glaring, like a glaring sign, that our system is really fucked up, and that, what we're doing is just like it's I'm not sure what it's for. I'm not sure who benefits from Zimmerman being let free. I'm not sure what we're getting in return for this man being freed. And here's my thing. I don't believe in the prison system at all. I am not an advocate for prisons. I'm not someone who believes that we need a prison system. However, I feel like because of our system and the way it is set up, I was in favor of Zimmerman going to jail. And wow, there's just so many things to dissect in this situation. I mean, not to mention the fact that, it's not that, like, without a doubt, Zimmerman killed Trayvon, but that was apparently not a crime. And that just makes you kind of go, whoa, like, wow. And, and all these white people out here, all of these white people out here trying to say that Zimmerman is not white? Listen, girl. Listen to me good and motherfucking well. If you ain't a person of color, you white. And I'm sorry to tell you that. I'm sorry to fucking tell you that. I'm sorry to fucking tell you that. My mom is a white passing person of color. My mother does participate in white privilege. And, her checking her privilege, it looks like a lot of different motherfucking things. But I'm going to tell you right now, her opinion on this shit is null and void, because she, in this situation, would not be seen as a suspect or a suspicious person. Having dark skin, in this case, is all you need. Dark skin and a hoodie is all you need to be a suspicious person in this country. I'm going to take a moment right now to just talk about how adorable this joint wrapper is, because really it's like little watermelons. But more importantly, I'm really just not sure what in the fuck, white people are out here celebrating. George Zimmerman, I don't know. I'm appalled. I'm disgusted. I'm so many things. But it just it disgusts me. And then this new trial that just came out, it was a 54-year-old black man who had to deal with his son waking him up in the middle of the night because white people had come to the door and were trying to kill his son. So he shot one of them. A black man defended the life of him and his children. and he is now going to jail. It's just like, it is fucking blowing my mind. And that's just the thing, you know what I mean? Like, that's just the thing. The system ain't never worked. The system will never work. The system is not for you or me. The system is in place to protect certain people. You have to look at the laws and wonder why the fuck the laws are the way they are. They are there to protect not you and me. Okay? If you're a basic ass person, okay, like you, like myself, you know what I mean? Like maybe you work a 9 to 5, maybe you're unemployed, maybe you don't know what the fuck you want to do for money, maybe a lot of things is going on in your life. I don't know you, but I know that you have to know that the laws ain't here for you and me. And that goes especially if you're black. Because I'm not going to sit here and act like there ain't poor white people feeling some shit. But I'm not here for you right now, bitch. I'm not sending for you at all. But I'm going to be real. We're not talking about classism in this case. We're talking about clear-cut racism. And that's what the fuck it was. Babe, do you have a lighter? I don't know where my lighter is. I have no idea. Oh, I found it. Never mind. Sorry. It's just like, it hurts my heart. Like, it hurts my heart to think that there are people out there who have children. They can't really protect them, you know? Like, how invalidating is that feeling? The Martin family tonight, they go to sleep. And they know that the killer of their child is out there just living their life. George Zimmerman won. Not because he didn't kill Trayvon, but he won on some technicality ass bullshit. I don't know how the fuck you stand in your ground when you following somebody. That sounds like the opposite of standing. Thank you. You're the best. Love you. I don't know what to say for their family other than, you know, like, my heart goes out to you because, like, it's like I just feel so helpless. You know what I mean? And also, this is a prime example of black people having to eat something. You feel me? As a black person, I always have to eat it. You know what I mean? Like, something fucking racist and terrible happens to me, I gotta eat it. You know what I mean? I gotta swallow that shit and keep going. That's the reality. Like, as a black person, every day I live, I have to witness some sort of white shenanigan or racist fuckery. And I can't really do shit about it but talk about it. And then there's people trying to fight me just for talking. It's just so much. It's just so much. And I don't want to be sitting here taking other black people to task because I see that happening too. A lot of people saying, oh, we all saying the same thing. Good. Don't it feel good to see somebody expressing your point too? Isn't that what solidarity look like? Kills me. It's people that's mad that we ain't all coming together. And then there's people that's mad that we all saying the same shit because we stand in solidarity. It's just like, ain't no winning. And so when I see white people whiting, I see white people doing fuck shit, what do I do? What can I do? I gotta eat it. I done ate so fucking much. And this is why black people don't call the fucking police. What's the point? What's the fucking point? This summer I got kicked out of my fucking house because of white people. Did I call the police? No. Because what was the police gonna do for me? What were the police really gonna do for me? You think the police were gonna tell me, oh yes, Yes, you know what? There's no problem here. You could just go back into your house, even though we just came out here and, tried to rescue, save, do some shit here. There's no. What all the police can do is investigate. They're not gonna save you. They're not gonna help you, and that's why Rachel Gentile didn't call the fucking police. Cause what the fuck was gonna happen? Nothing good. Nothing good. Nothing good at all. And I'm just sick. It just kills me. It kills me. And then, as if like, I mean, like, it just brings back like memories that happened to me this summer. Like, I'm gonna share with y'all a story that I haven't shared with y'all because, like, when it happened, I was just in like disbelief. But I'm gonna share with y'all one of the worst days of my life. Like, and it involves the police. It involves so many fucked up things happening to me at once. So, I was in New Orleans, and I was just having an off day. Like all day, I was off, and I just didn't know why. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. I was woken up in the middle of the night, around 4 o'clock in the morning, by one white person and one white passing POC fighting. They were having an issue in their relationship, and they were throwing things all around. Jelly Jam, that's what white people want you to think. White people want you to think that there's something wrong with you because of their system. It's not you, Jelly Jam. Black is beautiful. Black is powerful. Don't forget that shit. Don't let them make you think that being black ain't good. It's whiteness that we need to be looking at. I'm just sickened. I was awoken at around 4 o'clock in the morning to the sound of broken plates, glasses shattering. I heard yelling. Someone was yelling my name, and I didn't want to get up. Even though I heard like loud noises going on in the next room, I did not want to act. I was scared, but I also was so annoyed that I was in my room just having fallen asleep only to be woken up. I knew I hadn't been sleeping very long. I could tell by the way the sky looked that I had recently just went to sleep, that I had just recently dozed off. And I think we all sometimes get in this state where we're trying to figure out when are we falling asleep, and we're laying in bed and and we're like literally trying to figure out when it is we're going to fall asleep. And like we don't ever know how exactly it is that we fall asleep. It just happens. We have no recollection. But in this instance, I was very annoyed. And I didn't want to deal with whatever was happening outside of my room. And then someone opened my door and they said, "Please help." And I woke up immediately. I sat up and I went into the other room, and I saw what I knew I would see, because when you hear things breaking in another room, I mean, I knew that like the room was going to be altered, but my mind still remembered the way the room looked. Even now I can still remember what the room looked like. before everything was destroyed. And when I went into that room, there were books everywhere, jewelry everywhere, clothes everywhere, two people huddled in different corners. Debris all over the place. And I couldn't believe because I knew who had done this. I had heard them. I knew that they were the aggressor. And I could not believe that as small as they were, because they were very much smaller than me, which a lot of people are, but very much smaller than me, and almost gave the essence, I would say, of being fragile. And I don't mean that in a degrading way. I just mean that this person seemed very delicate. Like the way that their whole demeanor was, it seemed almost sprite-like. They seemed very light. So for me to see the amount of destruction that this person caused, it was kind of really like an amazing moment, because I really just like took it all in, and I was like scared, but I was also like very shocked. And you know, as I'm talking to them, you know, I've noticed for a while, because you know they're my roommates. I've noticed that they don't work well together, that they're not happy together, that things each other does, it isn't good for the other one. That one of them has passions to, you know, work and see goals, and the other, their goal is to just be. And there's nothing wrong with a goal to just be. There's nothing wrong with just being. I think that it's hard to just be with someone who's not content with just being. And this is, again, not to shade or talk bad or degrade anyone who isn't content with just being. I think most people aren't content with just being, or rather feel like that way anyways, even if they are just being, even if it's just being busy, because that can sometimes make us feel like we're being, you know what I mean? So I'm just reminding you, I'm telling you about a day that happened to me, and this is how the day started. So at some point I spoke to the one who had scurried away into another room. And I said to her, or rather I said to them, this was your way of getting out. And they said to me, what do you mean? And I said, you didn't want to be in this relationship, but what you just did, the amount of destruction you just caused, that was you. That was your spirit that has wanted to leave this person. That is that spirit physically letting you know it is time to go. Anytime that you're with someone and you find yourself physically getting engaged, you are attacking, you are smiting, you are throwing, you need to leave. That is you telling your body it is time to leave. But you know what? Sometimes the heart won't leave, the head won't leave. Whatever you tell yourself, if you get into a situation where someone is giving you energy that you can't harness in any other way but destruction, that is not for you. And you know, I'm not going to say that there haven't been times where I had gone back to someone to get a taste of destruction, because sometimes we like the taste. I think that's what it comes down to too. We like to taste the feeling of, you know, something really profound happening to us. I think sometimes when we are abused, and trigger warning for abuse talk. Sorry, I should have done that earlier. I'm sorry about that. From now on, trigger warning for abuse. I feel like we get a taste for it. You know, I think unfortunately people who have been abused one time, they're more susceptible to being abused again, especially if they don't like realize that it's abuse, or they, you know, hold it in. And I feel like both of those people who had that issue that night, or rather that morning, I felt like, you know, I told them, I was like, I told them before that whole that aggression happened, not microaggression. I told them, You can cough. People know you're here. I'm Daddy trying to cough light. You're like, you're so funny, babe. Fuck, now I gotta cough. Didn't even pass your cough to me in jail. Ooh, that Snapple, girl. But now, as I told them before that even happened that I felt like they were both addicted to the chaos that they both partook in. And they agreed. But the thing is, you could agree all day. You can agree all day with your partner about y'all abusing each other, but if you're not in a space to where you really feel like you can be without them or they could be without you, because I feel like they both were like just in a space where they were both, or I feel like one of them was just sticking around. And the other one was actively trying to make it work, but it just wasn't like working because the other one didn't care. So it was really like, it was like someone driving a car into a wall. It's like that's all it was. Like someone just kept driving their car into a wall and then being surprised when the car blew up. Same car each time. Very surprised that the car just just blew the fuck up. So anyway, so that's how I started my day, right? So then I go, I take myself I take myself down to the coffee shop and I'm there for a while. I did some tarot readings and then I went for a walk. I went for a walk with my friend to go smoke a joint. And and this is one of the people that got into the fight. See, that's funny because I said they were my friend. I felt like they were my friend in that moment when I went to go smoke weed with them, mainly because I was smoking a spliff with them. I didn't have no tobacco because I don't be carrying tobacco like that. So it was like they was my friend. They had their tobacco. We was about to smoke. It was whatever. So we go. This whole night was crazy. I'm sorry, the more I'm thinking about it. But we go around the corner from the coffee shop and we're sitting on a stoop and we're rolling it and we're chilling, and this white dude walks down the street and he's yelling like very racist like epithets, and I'm just like, really? You know what I mean? I'm kind of like in disbelief because I just can't believe that this nigga is like really walking down the street just being like blatantly fucking racist. Because usually like racism just be subtle, bitch, like be real, but like a lot of times it don't be. But this was one of those times, and I was with a white person who considers themselves an ally. You feel me? So I called this nigga out. I was like, way to be racist. And homie was just like, fuck you, bitch. And I was just like, oh, cool. I was like, yeah. I was like, cool. I was like, keep being a racist. And this nigga was getting hella mad. Like, started getting really angry. And then he started trying to, like, come over and fight me. And his partner was with him and was, like, trying to pull him towards the house. And I was like, I can't stand this shit. Like, I can't stand racist ass people. And I'm yelling at this point. And it's probably, like, 8 o'clock at night. And they like go into their house, and this man tries to come at me, and his wife or partner throws him into the house, like pushes him back into the house, and then shuts the door. And we're still sitting there, and then she pops her head out and says, "I'm gonna call the police on you." And I was like, "For what?" She was like, for a public disturbance. I was like, who am I disturbing? Racists? And she was like, I pay taxes, so I'm going to call the police and they're going to come. And I'm like, no, they're going to come because you're a white woman in New Orleans. Like, that's why they're going to come. Because you're a white woman making a claim against someone of color. Like, that's why you're going to have the police come after me. And she was like, you better get the fuck away from my house. She's like, I know you don't fucking live there. And I was like, how do you know that? And she goes, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, no shit, I didn't live there, bitch. But still, you know what I mean? But then my my friend sitting next to me was like, you know, Tatiana, we should get the fuck out of here because white people saying they're gonna call the police is usually not a lie. And I was like, for real. And then I tried to get up, but bitch, I was already like feeling like kind of ridiculous just then because like I think I was dehydrated too. I was just like, so, it was just so much shit in my spirit, you know what I mean? From that morning, and then from me like seeing this racist dude, right? And so then, you know, I walk over to the coffee shop because we're just around the corner, and I sit down, and I'm just like, I was yelling at this dude, and I was going crazy. Like, I was like, it's like, listen, like, if I see you and you're being a racist outside, you know, Riverdale, don't ever think about sending me anything like that because I'm scared to go to jail. And it would suck to go to jail over a motherfucking joint. But I appreciate you thinking that. So then I left and I was sitting down outside the coffee shop and there was this white dude that I would stay seeing. And no tea right now. I'm telling you the truth, okay? I'm telling you how a TI is, okay? This nigga's name is Z Donkey. No play. No play. Like, I see you laughing over there. This nigga's name was Z Donkey. And I was like, why is your name Z Donkey? And he was like, that's just my name. And was dead serious about it. So, like, I'm not going to come for him. I'm not going to do him. But, girl, I was sitting here mad as shit. Because, like, I'm over here venting, right? I'm venting to my other white ally suspected, purported motherfuckers. And they're all sitting there with blank motherfucking faces, right? Couldn't even tell me nothing. Had no motherfucking clue what to say to me. Just had concerned looks. And it's like, son, these racist ass white people out here just try to call the fucking police on me for them being racist. You know? It's like, Zam, where am I, bitch? You feel me? And then this white dude gonna try to tell me he got Native American in his family. I was like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. My grandfather's mother was First Nations, but I don't have the fucking paperwork or documentation, so I'm not claiming that shit, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm First Nations by affiliation because I don't. That's not my culture, bitch. My culture, that could have been part of my culture, but it isn't because of white people, because of colonization, because of imperialism. A lot of fucking reasons why I don't have a link to that part of my fucking legacy. But bitch, I'm not going to sit here and listen to a white man sit here and tell me that he's Native, he got part Native American in his family. Bitch, I don't give a fucking fuck. What are you doing for those people? What are you doing for your family? I just couldn't deal. I just could not deal. So I just was like, I'm done. So that shit made me mad as fuck. So me and him was going back and forth, bugging. And then eventually, you know, he says that he's like, I'm sorry for fighting with you. Cause like, I like started crying cause I was getting so mad. I was like, oh my God, like, I hate the situation that I'm in. Cause never the fuck does it say anywhere in my life that I am motherfucking a educator, a teacher, a motherfucking tutor. I'm not none of those things. I am a bitch with a fucking webcam who likes to fucking educate themselves on their personhood and on the fucking oppressions at fucking hand. You know what I mean? The thing is, I went to college. I did, but I didn't finish college, and god damn it, I didn't learn shit in college. I'm honestly, I want to say straight up, I'm an uneducated person. Even though I went to college, even though I went to high school, even though all these things, I am uneducated because there are so many things that have been kept from me that I feel like I have learned nothing. I literally had to empty my mind. I'm still emptying my mind. There's still things that like I believe that are not true that I have to like really remind myself every day and move forward. And I just couldn't even deal. Like I was like I was just like, you know what? Like I can't be trying to learn. I can't be trying to learn when, you know, white people are asking me to teach them. You feel me? Like I just didn't deal. So then what ended up happening was he offered to buy me a shot. He was like, if I buy you a shot, like, could we be friends? And I was like, you could buy me a shot, but I'm still not fucking with you. And he like was like, that's okay. He's like, as long as we could be cool. I'm like, we're not gonna be cool, but I'll take that shot because bitch, I was already having a rough ass motherfucking day. So I'm like, I'm gonna take this shot. He was like, what you want? I was like, Crown Royal. I ain't no player. Get me that crown on ice, bitch. It's hot in New Orleans. So I got my little shot. He brought me a double shot of Crown, and I was like, thank you. And then some tacky white bitch gonna be like, how much did that cost? He was like, don't worry about it. And I was like, I really wasn't, bitch. Fuck out of here. You done agitated me all up to motherfucking up and down. It was just like I was having it's like I'm over here talking about how this white dude was just being racist as fuck, and he gonna sit here trying to tell me, oh, that's New Orleans. I'm like, no, bitch, that's everywhere. White people be fucking bugging. Like, stop it. Stop trying to make me feel like I'm in New Orleans and therefore I should just accept this racism. I'm so done. Like, I'm so sick of white people trying to make me accept racism. And a white person named Z Donkey at that. And I even asked another bitch. I was like, his name is for real Z Donkey? And this bitch was like, yeah. Child, yo, Tupiera, yes, 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 yes. See, Euphoria, you're the same thing. It's not about me being in the fucking South. We need to stop saying that shit. Beautifully, Janae, I'm fucking dead. I love you. That's hilarious. Oh my god, bitch, me too. Bitch, when he said he's part First Nation, I was like, stop. Stop. Okay, I was like, stop it, Ron. Stop it. Because it's a mess. Fucking shit disgusted me. I don't even know. I'm just fucking annoyed as hell. Like, this whole shit is fucking annoying me. And bitch, I'm not even done with the day. The day gets worse. The day gets worse. Like, this is a whole day. And New Orleans be wild. And the thing is, I love it. I don't even know what it is about New Orleans, but it's like, when it's not wild like this, it's so beautiful and loving. Like, there is a spirit in New Orleans that is for me that I feel like I have to, like, find out about and, like, love and be with and all these things. And I'm just like feeling it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I don't know. But anyways, so I end up going to, as you can see, I'm not done. I'm like in the middle of taking out these silky dreads that did not work out. Bitch, do you see this? It just looks raggedy. And I was like, bitch, I can't be having a raggedy weave. Like, that's not even my fucking life. So then I just decided to put in some single braids in. And bitch, can I tell you, I dyed the ends of the other ones. And they do turn colors. So I'm going to do like a blue and green haze. It's going to be so fly. I'm like so pumped to do it. And then I think in like winter I'm going to do like black tips or something. You know, black tips and black root. It's going to be wild. So fucking, what was I was talking. Give me a second. So then after homie gives me a shot, I'm contemplating whether or not I wanted to go to Deep Leads. You feel me? I mean, look, I don't really know too much about Chicago. This side bun is just making my butt itch. I'm just like, what is happening? Bitch, swerve. Thank you. I can't wait to dye this bitch, yo. I'm gonna dye this shit green, ho. I'm about to have blue and green fucking long ass fucking weave, bitch. Everybody about to be like, bitch, who is that bitch, the long green weave? It's gonna be me, nigga. It's gonna be me, nigga. Team armpit hair, bitch. No shaving. No shaving. No shaving. Fuck. Yes, I don't know. I hope my hair's done by Tuesday, motherfucker, because I got shit to do. I got a fucking beach party to plan, all types of shit going on. So where the fuck was I? So then I drink that double shot and I decide I'm gonna go get me some pizza from the place down the corner from the coffee shop. So I go down the corner from the coffee shop and I see my girl there. And it's crazy because like earlier in the week, this dude that I like thought was like really cute came up to me and was like, tell your friend Pearl I wouldn't mind running into her again. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, just tell her that. And I was like, okay. So then I was kind of annoyed because I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, why can't you be loving on me? But I was like, I'm not going to be a motherfucking hater alligator. I'm going to just fucking go tell my girl what the fuck I got to tell her. You know what I mean? Because like a hater bitch would have tried to delay that shit. Not at all. That's not me. Exactly. People, please stop saying that it's not just in the South or it's just in the South or the South is an exception. It's not. It's everywhere. It's blatant ass motherfucking racist ass people out here and it's very scary. The climate is very scary for people of color. But white people like that's your privilege. White people don't be knowing what it's like, you know? It's like sometimes I really do think like, damn, if I wasn't black, you know what I mean? Like this situation would have went different for me. And that sucks to have that thought, to know that like your skin color unfortunately sets you back. But as I was saying, I see my friend Pearl at the pizza place and I tell her to come to the bathroom with me while I was doing my makeup and I was telling her, about the dude. And she was like, oh, she's like, we had a hug that, I guess like it was like I guess it was a big hug for him. I gave him a hug. He just looked like he was having a bad day and I gave him a hug. And I was like, well, bitch, that nigga sprung off that hug. And, we were both laughing. But then like, she said that she was interested in him and her and I like were in the bathroom and we were like holding hands and we started like jumping up and down and like just chanting because like she really wanted to like get to know this guy and she really wanted it to work out. And I mean like I'm not super big on practice when it comes to like witchery. Like I use tarot cards and I try to like just keep myself open in that way. I try not to cast any spells on people or do any shit like that. I feel like sometimes you can't help it. I feel like sometimes you concentrate on someone so hard and if your power's in the right place, you can really change some shit up. But I feel like for the most part, I try to just do positive things. In this situation, I was like really excited for her to like hang out with this guy and like have someone to be with because I know that she was feeling kind of lonely. So me and her, we were like chanting and laughing and we were like just like hoping like, that things work out with this guy. And literally as we were walking out of the bathroom, that guy like walks right into the pizza place and sees us. And it was like, what the fuck? And literally every time we thought about him, like we would both stand together and think about him, he would appear. And like I'm not even joking with you. Like it was very wild. Like I remember like something happened, like Pearl quit her band because like they were playing with her money and she was like, fuck all this shit. And like it was random. Like it was like there was like in New Orleans there's like these like downpours that happen where like you're trapped for like hours somewhere. Like it's happened to me. I had my computer with me and I was like, I can't go out there and like risk like getting rained on. So I was just like chilling in like a bar or a coffee shop for like a little bit. And her and I were trapped in this coffee shop. We were playing Scrabble. And that's when like she like quit her band. Like she was like texting back and forth with this guy and just like all these problems. And then like she like runs out of the coffee shop into the rain. And I find her like, by a tree crying. And I walk over to her and, she was just like, I just want to see Lewis. And I immediately started thinking about Lewis and trying to manifest on him. And there he came. And like, keep in mind, like, this is like during like torrential downpour. Like, it's like flooding. Like, there's just like car tires in the street just floating down, just floating around. So it's just like why are you outside? You know what I mean? So it was crazy that we saw him. But I mean, I don't know. I guess like whenever things like this happen, like sometimes I try to like explain them away. But it's like her and I like created a power that night. But getting back to it though. So after we saw this guy in the coffee shop, I was feeling like really inspired, and like even though like I had dealt with that racist guy, and even though I had dealt with like these two people fighting, as soon as I woke up, or rather waking me up, I kind of like felt like my energy had like brought me back, you know, and I was really excited to be going to Deep Les. I was like, I'm gonna go to Deep Les tonight. I'm gonna enjoy myself. So I went to go to Deep Les, and I met this like really cute guy, and I was sitting and talking to him, and it turned out to be my friend Cody in the long run. But he tried to buy weed from me like weeks before, and it was really funny because like he was being like really weird. But like we all were sitting down, and there was this other guy who was like grilling the shit out of me, kept telling me I was so beautiful, and I was like feeling nice because like I felt like shit all day. I was like kind of tipsy, and there was this white girl who was walking around with a fucking camel hump, and it was just full of like hella booze, and she kept squirting it in people's mouths and stuff. And so I was getting wasted, and I was just sitting outside of this club because I couldn't even be in the club. It was like too hot in there. And so anyways, so getting to the end of this story, because this is the ending of this very long day, and it is the shittiest day of my life. I think this is like, I wouldn't say shittiest, I feel like this is number 3, because the first 2 I had guns pulled on me, but this one is a little bit different. Fuck. I've never like talked about this, and I wanted to for so long, but like I was just like, oh, it's one of those things where like when I think about it, it like makes me sick, because like in my mind when I play it back, it's like this really like shitty like edited version of like life where, you know, I'm running for my fucking life, and like I never realized how like out of shape I was until I was like running for my life, and like that really like freaked me out. Like I physically could not run because my stomach was hurting so bad from running, and like being like wasted as fuck, and like being scared as fuck. But anyways, look, so I'm outside of the club, and I'm like kind of drunk, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like high tune, I'm just like relaxing, and like I'm talking to these guys, and they're all cool, and there's this guy that walks up to like a bunch of us are like all sitting in these like little like nests, like there's like just a bunch of us like all on the street, just like sitting in like circles. And we all got our cigarettes, and we're all talking, and some of us got drinks, and we're just having a good time. And this is the only queer night that we get. We get 2 queer nights a month at this gay bar, because it's primarily for gay men. So this night is for like all queer people to come out and like just be themselves, and there's always free food, and it's just a bomb ass atmosphere. A lot of people in the community who DJ, so it's just like a really it's supposed to be a safer space. You know what I mean? But you know. That's them's the bricks, kids, you know what I mean? Sometimes the safest places. So anyways, we get into we sit down, and this guy starts walking over to each group of people, and like he walks over to us, and just like in the middle of someone's sentence, he just starts like yelling nonsense. Like it's not even words, it's just like a bunch of noises. And everyone just kind of paused and just looked at him like, really? Because, like, no one's, like, trying to hate on anybody, like, out of, like, and no one's really, like, out of control, like, to where they're, like, gonna, like, shit on this guy. We're all just like, what? And, like, just didn't understand what he was doing. So, like, we all just, like, silently shaded him. And then he walked off and started bothering this group of people who were in the corner. And there was this one girl, and she looked just like fucking Gwen Stefani. Like, she looked so amazing. She had, like, this fur on and everything. She looked so beautiful, and, like, just like thinking about it makes me like so sick to think about again. But this guy walks up to her group of people, and starts yelling stuff, and you know, she says, you know, get the fuck out of here. You know, this is our safe space. Like, why are you in here? Like, why are you like bothering us? Why don't you go the fuck away? And this guy like starts yelling back at her, and like is just like getting really angry, and like just being really mean, and just like saying really fucked up things. And like this girl was like, fuck this guy, like fuck him, I'm gonna fucking roll up on him, I don't give a shit. And like she's like full on wearing like this like 50s pinup outfit with like fur, and she looks like so fucking fierce. And she walks up to this guy, and she's just like, dude, why don't you get the fuck out of here? Like Like, you're not even gay. Like, go the fuck away. This is like, this is queer night. Like, this is for the gays. Like, get out of here. And out of nowhere, this other girl comes up to her and punches her in the fucking face. Like, a couple times. And I was like so in shock when it was happening. I just imagine myself like just like staring, and then I immediately look over at the girl who like challenged that guy, and her whole face was just bloody. Like, there was blood all over her face, and I just remember her like wiping her face and just looking like still so fierce and like not like really giving a fuck. And she was just like, why the fuck did you hit me? You know, she just kept saying, why the fuck did you hit me? And everybody was like thinking it was the guy that hit her and not the girl who was like really small who had ran away. So then I started crying because like I didn't even know what else to do. Like, that day had been so shitty already, you know, like so much shit had already happened, and I was just like, oh my god, like we're all having a good time and someone just punched somebody in the fucking face. Like, what the fuck? Like, who would do that? And like this girl was like covered in blood, and I walked up to the girl who punched the girl in the face, and I was like, why would you do that? And she was like, please don't cry. She's like, you're making me so sad. And I was like, you should feel sad. I'm like, you just attacked somebody. Like, why wouldn't you feel sad? And, you know, I'm like crying. Like, it kills me to even think about this, because it's like, I just have never seen somebody like, just like attack somebody like that. Like, it just like, there's no reason for it. Like the person who like went up to that guy was in the right. She was like, why are you bothering people? Like, go away. And that girl just like totally took it in her hands to make the situation worse. So then the police were called. And when the police were called, I left. I ran down to the pizza place because I didn't want to like deal, and I was just like, I wasn't sure like what my face looked like, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and that's the only thing that was open other than bars. And so I went in the bathroom, and I was just like freaking out, and I just couldn't believe. And I saw Pearl, and she was still there. She was talking to Lewis, and I was like, Pearl, I was like, shit's going crazy down there. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, someone just got punched in the face. Like, things are just going crazy. So then she walked back up with me, and when we walked back up, the police were there. And one of my roommates was like holding a notebook and was like taking down officers' names, because like that's a big thing. That's important. Like, when the police are called, like someone needs to take notes. Someone needs to like make a note of what's happening, especially if like the police are like inclined to detain people. It's something that like, you know, something you don't want to have to do, but it needs to be done so that like if anything happens, like you have a record and you have names at least, because there was a big crowd of queer people, especially a lot of people of color. So we wanted to hold them accountable for them coming to like, you know, check on this fight that actually happened between two white people. There were no people of color who actually did anything wrong in this scenario. And really there was actually that's not true. The person that hit the girl was a POC. But there were other POC people there trying to hold the police accountable. So then after, so I'm like watching the situation from like afar a little bit. Like, I'm kind of like, I'm standing next to one of my other roommates, and one of my roommates is like holding it down. Like, they're walking around, like they have their notebook, and, you know, they're just, you know, they're holding them accountable, but they're being very respectful. You know what I mean? They're being polite, and they're really not being like an agitator at all. They're just being a note keeper, if anything, just someone trying to keep the peace, and try to make things a little bit more organized. And so the police put 2 people in cars, and those 2 people that were in the cars were not people that did anything wrong. There was a black woman who was in a car, and there was a white dude in a car. And, you know, there were people videotaping and saying, you know, why are you detaining this person? Why are you detaining this person? They were trying to get the police to understand that those people were not people who were involved. Those people were just picked up for nothing. And the police eventually started to let one of the white dude free. Like, the police let the white dude out the car and was uncuffing him and giving him his shit back. And then the girl that punched the other girl in the face came up out of nowhere and was yelling in my roommate's ear, the one who was like taking down notes, and was just like, you know, you're making it worse, you're making it worse, you need to shut the fuck up. And my roommate turned around and was like, I'm getting really tired of you, like, you keep on like getting in, you know, getting all up in the way, like, I'm trying to do something good, like, can you please get out of my face? And this girl straight up punched my roommate in the face, like, hella hard, and like, they started getting into a fight, and the police jumped into it, and the police like threw my roommate. Like, the police officer grabbed my roommate by the jacket and threw them, and their body was in the air. And this police officer was gigantic. Like, he was huge. And like, to see this man like treat these bodies of people like just like nothing, and just throw them and like attack them, and like when he did that, people like started to attack him because they were like, oh hell no, like, what are you doing? And then this guy, the other police officers were like touching their guns, like they were about to pull out guns, you know, and then a gun was actually pulled out, and everybody kind of chilled, but it was like, whoa. And you know, my roommate ran, and I started running, and everybody else started running too, because they started coming after us. Like, the police started coming after everybody then. Like, after that popped off, the police were like, fuck it. They started trying to grab people. So then we started running away. And I'm telling you, like, I was running, and like, I just couldn't really run no more. Like, I was running, and we were like running down, and then running to the left and running to the right, ducking, hiding, trying to go through people's backyards, just trying to get the fuck out of the way. And we were seeing the police, like, they were just popping up. They were creeping through the streets. It was so crazy. And it's like, I remember like getting home, and there were mad people at my house because everybody ran to my house. And I was just like, damn, you know. So I spent like most of the night in the kitchen. I was making like, I don't even know what I was making for people. I was making something. I think I just made hella mashed potatoes, to be honest. I made a big ass pot like garlic mashed potatoes, and I was like, that's all I really could make, like in a pinch, you know. But it still fill you up. You know, because everyone was still kind of tipsy. Because, like, you got to think about it. We were at the club. We was drinking. We was smoking. And the police started coming at us. And, like, everybody was scared to go out. There were some people who left things down at the corner. Because where the club was, it was an intersection between two clubs and, like, two restaurants. So, it's just, like, a chill block right there. But still. And, like, it was just bugging me out. And, honestly, the black woman that was never released, she spent the day in the parish jail. She spent a whole day in jail. She missed work, and I only knew about her was because one of the people that was my friend at the time, I called them because their friends was there too, and we had mutual friends that were there that had left like somewhere in between me leaving and coming back to the club before the police went crazy. And so my friend was like, yeah, like this girl who works at my job, yeah, she was detained and taken away. And I'm like, I know, like, I seen. And it was crazy because, like, we were trying to hold the police accountable, and this other POC just came up there and just attacked my friend for, like, holding the police accountable, not yelling at them, not being, like, disruptive, just trying to, like, get, you know, shit done. And because of it, a black woman was taken to fucking prison for nothing, for no charge. It's just like fucking sickening. So it's like, you know, it's like, I remember like running and like feeling like everybody was like, come on, like they're all trying to be supportive of me, and like knowing that I'm a fat bitch, like trying to run for my life. But like, oh my God, like, it's just like all that to say, like, I'm not surprised. You know, we are hunted. We are hunted. As black people, we are hunted. We're hunted. And that is not a game. People used to be able to kill us. And they called it a nigger killing pass or something. Look it up. It's real. You used to be able to kill black people for sport. And it was okay. As long as you had this little piece of paper that said you were nigger hunting. I swear to God. So, anytime a black person is killed at the hands of a white passing or a white person, the odds ain't never in our fucking favor. This system was built against us always. And I'm not surprised, nor am I shocked, but it's just disgusting to me. You know, I'm just disgusted for the Martin family. I'm disgusted, you know, for the judicial system that is just constantly not here for black men ever. I don't know. It's just wild. She, oh, child, let me tell you. So, the small POC that was punching people, she, after, like, she tried to run away. My friend Pearl caught her. And that's the thing, too. I don't believe in jail. I don't believe in going to jail. I don't give a fuck what you did. That little POC person that was attacking people, she didn't deserve to go to jail. She deserved to be held accountable by her community. That's what she needed to have happen. There needed to be some awareness and some accountability. And that's the thing, though. Like, there can be that. That can exist. But my friend Pearl grabbed her so the police could handcuff her. And I was like, Pearl, that was fucked up. And that's just how I felt. I'm just like, not exactly sure, what exactly is happening in terms of that situation. Because, like, we never actually got clarification on, like, why that black person was detained at all. And that's the thing, we don't deserve answers. That's another thing in this country. We don't deserve answers. When we need to know things, we're not able to know them because we're treated like animals. We're treated like less than human. I don't know. I'm just through with it all. I just can't deal. White people. Man, I just can't deal. I just don't even know. You know what I mean? I just don't even know. I just don't even know. It's just like, I'm sad. I'm very sad. But I also know that there needs to be more going on. You know what I mean? In terms of us empowering ourselves. Like, that's what I'm gonna, like, focus on. That's how I'm gonna, like, work on this. I'm gonna work on, like, transforming things and living my life as radical as possible. And that's what matters. I don't know. But I appreciate y'all for hanging out and, wanting to talk and listen. That's important to me. It's okay. No worries, nom noms. I recorded this. I don't know. I'm gonna go though. This is recorded, by the way, so you can still save it. You can still watch it after I'm done talking. Yo, did y'all see the Nicki Minaj tweets to Barack Obama? That shit was everything. I love it. See, that's why I'm here for Onika. Yo, this dude has the cutest farts. It's like so ridiculous. That one wasn't cute though. That one sounded like really like gruff and old. I wasn't into it. Usually they're adorable. But as I said, in terms of like revolution and living radically, like, I mean, there's so many things you can do. Like, educating yourself is one of them. You know what I mean? I wish I could engage more in permaculture, but that's not really like something that I can really afford to do, unfortunately, especially here. But I think, oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I will be looking into that article. In terms of just being a black radical, there's so many things trust our doctors. Child, I don't know, to be honest with you, because I think, like, I don't know, because I had a white doctor, and, like, he never told me that, like, I should lose weight. He always was like, you're healthy. Like, if you wanted to lose weight, you could, but, like, you really, like, you're good. You know what I mean? My doctor, like, that I had, like, for most of my life never fat shamed me, no matter how fat I was. Like, and I was always a fat bitch growing up, so that really stuck with me, like, remembering that, like, the people that were, like, shitty to me about my weight were, like, people, like, in my family mostly, and also, like, my my middle school. I remember, like, in my middle school that I was in, that's where I was bullied the most. Like, when I changed high schools, that's when I became, like, popular, and that was bomb. But was it middle school? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Oh, no probs, no probs. Oh, that's bomb. That's crazy. Obama trying to see. You know what's going on though. This is all power play, man. This is all power play. This ain't really about nothing. Like, shout out to Obama for doing this, but I mean, I got so many things to say about Obama. Okay, I got so many things to say about Obama, and it's like, I'm not an Obama supporter. I'm not in support of government at all. I think I think time has gone along long enough for us to realize by now that government is shit and it doesn't work, and that there are people here starving, and yet we are somehow able to give aid to people other places that are not starving, or rather that are starving, in exchange for their resources, and at a very fucked up exchange rate, might I add, for them and people that are also contributing and or benefiting from their resources being exploited. Um, I'm not like, I mean, like, Obama doing this to me is like, that's it's appeasement. You know what I mean? That nigga, like, I mean, like, no shade. He don't need to do shit. This nigga, like, this is his last term. You feel me? But I mean, I don't know. I feel like shit only about to get worse. You know what I mean? I feel like the president coming out and doing that, that's bomb for them. But, like, it's the fucked up ass laws in Florida that got this shit on. Like, how about you erase that stand your ground law? And what about this black woman? You know what I mean? That's another thing too. He over here doing this. Then we got this black woman going to jail for 20 motherfucking years for shooting warning shots. The fuck? I was told that in Florida, if you even use a gun, that you automatically do get a sentence of something. So how the fuck is it that this nigga is not guilty? It's just wild to me, son. White people, y'all, what the fuck do y'all get? What the fuck is white people eating that they get to get all this? You know what I mean? White privilege must taste delicious. This shit must taste like Skittles mixed with motherfucking Pinkberry. I swear to God. White privilege must taste like fucking Entenmann's, fucked Sara Lee, fucked Ronald McDonald's apple pie, and then ended up in a Willy Wonka candy that tastes like every motherfucking buffet you ever been to. Like, really. That's what white privilege must taste like, my nigga. It must taste like perpetual mayonnaise sandwiches, mayonnaise layered cakes, and things of that nature. Child, I know, dude. I know. I know. Like, can I tell y'all, I just recently found out that fucking the birth control I was using for dumb long used to be used to sterilize women of color. Do you know this? Like, I just found out that the depot shot that I was using for like since I was motherfucking 19, from the age of 19 to 21, I did not have a period. And that was because this shot that I was getting made me sterile. I think I truly do believe I am sterile now because of the Depo shot. I will say that that's how I feel, and that's I mean, I feel like that's been proven in my own personal life. Like I want, like at one point in time, I did want to get pregnant. I know I'm 23, about to be 24, and that might seem young to some people or old to some other people. But like at the time, I did want to have children, but I was unable. I was unsuccessful. And like that, we were trying for a while now. So I really do feel like the Depo shot, like after, and I didn't know that a fact about the Depo shot until like, a while. You know what I mean? A while after I stopped taking it. So I was kind of bugging. Like when I was like trying to like get pregnant, I was bugging because I was like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Like, did I like fuck myself? Like, am I sterile now? And that really fucked me up. Like to really learn that like I might have been like, taking something that made me sterile, you know what I mean? And like, I mean, granted, I now am no longer interested in having a child. Who knows, you know what I mean? But the thing is, Hoodrat, I wonder if this is even going to like really stop POC from revolting. Because the thing is, like, I feel like we're revolting all the time. There are so many POC people that I'm meeting, and like they're revolting in so many ways. Like there's revolutions happening all over the fucking place. They cannot stop this shit. It is too late. It is too late. They want to, like, when they were coming out with SOPA and shit like that, we already know that y'all are spying on us and looking at all our shit. You feel me? I found out that Google, like, helped the United States, like, find a bunch of people guilty and shit in a bunch of criminal cases. So it's like, really, there is no safe space on the internet either. Anything you write there is, like, it's compromised. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm sure people are using the internet to plan shit, like, not really thinking about security culture. However, at the same time, I'm just like, we're already like getting together. We're already finding each other. You feel me? So, yeah, see, I don't even like talking about it because it makes me mad as fuck that like that like they're that in people's body, like it just makes me sick how many people I told that I was on Depo, and I'm sure there are people that follow me or something, and like I feel responsible if they've been on Depo or they got on it at some point, because I feel like I might have told them about it or I might have hyped it, because like I really was like so pumped about not having periods for all that time. It was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I love Menzies, because I don't. That shit sucks. However, I would rather have a bloody pussy for like 4 to 5 days, and like still be able to like have the decision over my body if I want to have a child or not. But I feel like that's kind of been taken from me in a way. And like, I mean, I'm not trying to say that just because I tried to get pregnant for like a year means that I can't get pregnant, but it's just like that. I just didn't think that. I just don't feel like that's normal. I mean, like, and I'm not trying to be like fucked up to people who like are having issues conceiving, but I feel like a year, I don't know, seems like that's something that maybe I need to go get checked out. But the thing is, I don't know, it's just weird. It's just weird. I don't know. Oh, thank you. I'm not done yet. It's like only part done. But like I'm pumped about the length. They're so long. Like they're long as hell. And I found out that the dye does work, so I'm gonna dye the ends like this Bahama green, so they're gonna be like this color. Not at the end, but like the top color, like the bluer color that you see, is what they're gonna be like. So they're gonna be like this, like really, like summery blue color. I'm like still taking like dreads out and shit, cause it just didn't work out with me. I wanted to have the dreads, but it just didn't work. Just didn't work. See, that's the thing. Some people get the Depo and they still have blood, or they'll have spotting, or they'll have regular periods. My periods were never regular in the first place, but after I took Depo, my periods got hella regular. Like, my periods became extremely, like, my period now comes every month on the 6th with no interruption. Like, and it comes like at like midnight. Like, it literally comes at the end of the night. Oh my god, yes. I never stopped the broadcast. It's still happening. I said I was leaving, but I didn't leave. I'm horrible. But I'm leaving now. We just started talking about Depo, but I'm leaving now. I do want to be a fat black mermaid forever. Word. Okay. Well, I love you guys. Have a fabulous night, or rather, try to get some sleep and stay off the internet for a little bit, maybe, and let white people just white. Because white people stay whiting. Alright? I love you.